I'm sober. I'm a timer at a 12-step group, which is a really weird job. That means I have to cut people off if they go over time, you know? So somebody's like, so there I was in the Jersey State Turnpike selling my last toe for heroin and time. Come back next week, we'll find out what happened to the fingers. So I support the legalization of marijuana. I do not support the people who support the legalization of marijuana talking about it all the fucking time. I don't, because in the beginning they make points, but then they're just pulling shit out of their ass. They're like, cannabis, man, it helps with anxiety, it helps with glaucoma, it keeps witches away, it stops earthquakes from happening, and helps blind kids in wheelchairs see into the future. You're like, that last one has to be bullshit, but I want to smoke whatever you're smoking because it sounds fucking incredible. Cocaine used to be legal. Early 1900s, late 1800s, you could go to a doctor and get cocaine prescribed to you. How did that even work? It's like, hey, doc, I got a bad case of heebie-jeebies from all these goosey flappers. Is that why everybody talked like that back then? Was everyone just on cocaine? Where it's like, one for you, two for she, and 8 ball for me, and many more. The most drugs and alcohol that I've ever done in my life, I was 20 years old, I was a janitor, and at the time, I didn't look like a janitor. Now it looks like I've been a janitor for 25 years. I look like, if you kids want to miss dodgeball, I'll tell you how I got this hook, you know. I have that look. Come down to the creek, I'll show you where the body's at. I have that look. And I was going to this jam band festival in upstate New York with my buddy John, this place called Gathering of the Vibes. Like, on the drive up, I drank about a 1/5 of Jack Daniels. And we're driving in, and I'm like arguing with him about everything. I'm not going to tell you what I was arguing about. Maybe it was because I wanted him to play Stevie Nicks' Landslide over and over again. It's not important. It's neither here nor there. And to prove a point, when we were entering the festival, I jumped out of the car while it was driving, going 10 miles an hour. So it wasn't the most impressive. It looked like if Weight Watchers sponsored Lethal Weapon, you know? And I rolled down the hill, and my friend stops the car. He runs after me, tackles me, and he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I go, "Living, bro," and I slap him in the face. And I run away. Like, there's sad drunk, there's happy drunk. I was runaway drunk. I don't remember much. I remember buying 2 hits of acid and 1 gram of cocaine so I could remember the acid. And I remember I turned to the guy who sold it to me, and I'm like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And he goes, "I'm good," and he walked off. Like a drug dealer. A drug dealer wouldn't hang out. He's like, "I'm going to go see about getting arrested, actually, because this seems way more of a depressing hang." I black out. I think I was in a drum circle. I forget what happened. I black out. I wake up the next day. I'm in my friend's trunk. Like, I look over. My friend is sitting in a camp chair. He's smoking a cigarette, just looking out in the distance. And I know he's pissed because I remember what I did. And I go, "Hey, John, I'm sorry." He goes, "Sorry for what?" And I go, "For slapping you in the face." And then he goes, "The first time or the second time?" Apparently I slapped the shit out of him later the night again, and as a punishment he threw me in the trunk, and I felt terrible. I was hungover, I was going through the festival, I bought like a water. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucked up. I start drinking the water, and this guy looks at me, he's online with me in the water, and he goes, "Rico?" And I go, no, you got somebody, I'm Dan. He goes, no, you're Rico. I'm like, I'm not, I'm Dan. And then he shows me his camera. Apparently, I had been partying with him all night and told him my name was Rico. He was like, "Oh, you were funny, you had great stories, you're gonna be an awesome lawyer." I told him I was going to law school. And I was like, "Look, man, I'm really hungover. I need to sleep this off." And then he put a clump of mushrooms in my hand, and I go, "I'll sleep this off after this." And I ate the mushrooms. I start like partying with him. I remember my body's vibrating. Have you ever done mushrooms before? My body's vibrating and all this. And then I'm with him and all his friends, and we're all hanging out. They put on music, and I start dancing for him, and I'm tripping, and I think it's sexy, but they think it's hilarious, and I'm like moving like a bobblehead without coordinate. I look like if Jabba danced for Leia, you know. Then I start dancing, and they're like clapping. John, my friend John, turns the corner like through this camping site. He sees me and he goes, "What the fuck is going on? Dan, come over here." And then the other guy goes, "It's not Dan, it's Rico." Like, "It's Dan." He goes, "It's Rico, it's Dan." And then the guy puts mushrooms in John's hand and goes, "It's Rico." And John goes, "You know, last night, Dan was verbally abusive, he was physically abusive, he was a drunk, he was a mess, he was unfun to be around. But this guy Rico, he seems all right." And he took the mushrooms, and we partied for the rest of the night.